Motivation Monday, and usually on Mondays we give you inspirational stories of people who have triumphed and overcome, and what they're doing currently. And I have a story for you that will be coming up the next short while, so stick with me. For now, even as we enjoy a nice hot cup of Eden tea, we want to take a look at the local dailies and find out what are the stories that are making headlines on this beautiful Monday morning as we give praise to the Lord. Handshake, anticlimax. That's the big story here. It says, amidst symbolic train ride by President Uhuru Kenyatta and Orange Democratic Movement leader Raila Odinga from Nakuru to Kisumu in complete development projects, and a dark cloud of the COVID-19 pandemic dampened the mood ahead of Madaraka Day activities. That's the story right here. There's the picture of the chopper that crashed, a helicopter that had ferried ODM leader Raila Odinga and his entourage after it crashed, landed at Kudo Primary School in Gem. The chopper was taken off after dropping Mr. Odinga and his team. When the accident happened, the pilot and 4 people who were on board escaped with minor injuries. I was watching a clip of the video on social media yesterday of how this thing came crashing down, and it was scary. Also, disquiet in Ruto camp as Madaraka feat is hijacked. It says Deputy President said to attend feat, but will not participate in the launch of projects in the region. His office said yesterday some of his allies say DP has been sidelined in preparations for the state function. That's on the front page of the Daily Nation newspaper for today, so you can take a look at that. Moving on to other stories that are making headlines in here. There's the story of Kalembe Ndile, who passed on. Former Kibwezi MP Kalembe Ndile died yesterday while receiving treatment in Nairobi and was widely known for stroking controversy. It says, Ndile, man of the people who always cracked blunt jokes. You can read his story on page 3 of the Daily Nation newspaper today. There's quite a bit on politics where the handshake is concerned and the tour in Nyanza. But on page 6, how Kenyans were duped in Amazon scam. Thousands of Kenyans counting losses after falling prey to fraudsters. It says a well-crafted online fraud scheme has left thousands of Kenyans counting losses as detective battle to bring the brains behind it to book. Gullible Kenyans out to become instant millionaires fell for Amazon Web Worker Africa mobile app that lured them with the lie of making money after signing up and making deposits. Oh my goodness, when will we ever learn? It is usually the same story, they just change the script a bit, and like clockwork, we fall for it. People throw in their money, people lose their money, and people come back crying. Never forget, a couple of months ago, a friend of mine was trying to lure me into one of these things. Nikamwambia, this one is a pyramid scheme. My friend, get out and get out now. In the next couple of months, you'll start hearing people crying. And just the other day on social media, I already saw people crying. Okay, family calls for laws against mass burial. It says the family of Sabenzia Chepkesis, the woman who was buried in a mass grave at the Langata Cemetery by the Kenyatta National Hospital without the approval, now wants Parliament to create a law to bar hospitals from disposing of bodies without proof of existence and searching for their kin. You can take a look at that. On matters coronavirus, there's a fast-spreading hybrid COVID-19 variant that has been discovered in Vietnam. It says the country is struggling to deal with fresh outbreaks across more than half of its territory, including the big cities. That is something that should concern us because we know how fast the COVID-19 virus has spread across the globe. Other stories making headlines, there's quite a bit from the Counting News. City workers to get 175 million shillings in early retirement scheme. This is on page 17. It says City Hall to finally roll out early voluntary retirement of its aged employees. City Hall inakuwaga na watu wazee sana wengi. Uko sijui kama watu waga wanawacha kazi ama you just continue. Yeah, some of the stories that we hear about City Hall. Anyway, moving on swiftly. From around the world, page 22, Macron threatens to pull troops out of Mali over Islamists group. You can take a look at that. And then the pullout is junior sport. Cheer up and let's dance. read the inspiring story of the award-winning dance crew, Motivated Mindset. Awesome. Kids doing amazing things. You can read all about that. Jumping to the back pages of the Daily Nation newspaper, new literature and Fasihi set books to be announced, but publishers have queried integrity of the tendering and evaluation process. Also, Matiang'i extends night curfew for another 60 days. Government has extended the night curfew for another 2 months as efforts to further lower the COVID-19 positivity rate and contain the virus continue. So just be aware of that. On matters sports, Kenya Premier League, Tusker back in the lead as AFC stumble in athletics. Kenyans, Rionoripo and Kipruto floor field in battle of teams. You can check that out. And then Eldoret City Marathon, 6 days to go. Find some updates right here. So those are key stories you will find in the local dailies today. You need to grab a copy and keep yourself informed on what's happening both locally and also internationally. And as you do that, reminding you that Eden Tea is the finest garden tea. Eden Tea cares. Eden Tea reminding us in this season to work together and to stop the spread of the coronavirus by doing the small, seemingly insignificant but very amazing things. Washing your hands, putting on a face mask, maintaining interpersonal distance. Let's not get tired. Eden Tea comes to you in different flavors. Eden Green Tea, Eden Purple Tea, Eden Lemon Tea, Eden Ginger Tea, and Eden Premium Tea. Very easy to remember. You remember the colors, you remember the herbs, you remember the premium. So colors is purple and green. And then the flavors, you have lemon and ginger, and then you have premium, available at leading supermarkets at affordable prices. Eden Tea is the way to go. If you haven't tried it, try it out today. Let me know your feedback about Eden Tea. It is packed at the source that seals in the aroma, the richness of color, the taste, the flavor. Absolutely refreshing. So grab some Eden Tea today, and remember, Eden Tea cares. Anytime is tea time with Eden Tea, the finest garden tea. In the next short while, we get into a story that will challenge you and inspire you to do something about the community. Stick with me. James Okumu, this morning I get to hang out with Haron Kavogo. Haron, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Karibu sana. It's good to have you on the show today.
Asante sana.
Now, I understand you run two NGOs, Youth Campaign Against Crime, and the other one is called?
Ndugus for Dada, He for She campaign.
He for She campaign, Ndugus for Dada. I like that one.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about these NGOs and when you formed them.
So, like Ndugus for Dada, it's an organization that we came together as a youth from Kibagare slums, and we thought, most of the people normally talk to the girl child, and forget the fact that the male child is the one impregnating the girl child.
Very true.
And the male child is the one who's doing the early marriages. Because the girl child cannot only stop going to school if is not influenced by a male, or this the boyfriend and the girlfriend stuff that happens in the community. And so as youth from Kibagare, we decided we need to start this campaign to empower the girl child in our community. And the fact that when you take a girl child as a sister, kama saizi mimi siwezi pikia mtu akatie sister yangu, I'll be strict and I'll be why are you playing with my sister?
Yes.
And we decided if we come up with a campaign that we, male, will champion for the girl child empowerment in our community, and also involve the male child on our board, and ask them to take care of the girl child as their sister, their mother, or their daughter. Because once you take them like that, you won't let them drop from school, early pregnancies in the community, or make them drop out from school. So that's when we came up with the Ndugus for Dada in the year 2016.
Okay.
We came up with the Ndugus for Dada.
That's good. That's
the
good.
Youth campaign,
Yes, youth campaign against crime.
So the Youth Campaign Against Crime is a youth group that was formed by youth who reformed from crime and decide to come to oneshe my youth, this is not the way to go.
Okay.
I mean, you can try something else and ukue mtu pia kwa community. And pia kwa the young generation that is coming up.
Yeah.
You know, in our community, we all knew that ukigoa crime ndio the only way itakufanya kuwa tajiri. And so we got more cases of teenagers wenye wanaingia kwa crime wakiiga tu mfano yao wenye wako hapo mbele.
Yeah.
And so sisi wenye watu wametoka kwa crime na drug na nini, tukakaa chini after kureform na kuona life kuna venye bado iko na njia hata kama yuko kwa crime. And so we formed the Youth Campaign Against Crime, and it's a campaign that tumekuwa tukifanya kwa mtaa, and we can say we've achieved quite a number of youth when you reform through the Youth Campaign Against Crime.
That's good. Take us back to your own life. At what point did you start engaging in drugs and start engaging in crime? What's your story?
So in 2005, I started using bangi.
Okay. Was it because of peer pressure or?
So personally, I've been born and brought up in a family that was affected with gender-based violence.
Okay.
And that thing was affecting me emotionally, and also in my education. Like I could hear kengele ya kutokea shule inalia, and I started crying like naenda home alafu my dad is drunk, maybe atapiga mom, unajua, maybe atatupiga. And so one of my friend told me, and so unajua my dad used to sell bangi by the way.
Okay.
And ndiye alikuwa anatusomesha nayo. And so somebody told me, unajua hiyo yenye bangi your dad anauza, have you ever tried it siku moja? And so nikamwambia bado. Akaniambia you should try it. Ukijaribu hiyo utakuwa ukidiaria vile unadianga haro, unafikiria story mingi, unajua?
Yeah.
And so nilikuwa naitumia kama stress reliever ile like inifanye nisifikirie vitu mingi zinaendelea kwa mtaa. And so I came home, nikaanza kuiba that which my dad used to sell. I steal and I go, we smoke with my friends, and na nikaona inaanza kuchange the way of venye nafikiria.
Okay.
And I can say pia ili ni affect because I lost respect to my dad. And the moment that my dad was drunk and wanted to hit my mom, tulikuwa tunapigana at that age. Nikiwa class 5 tulikuwa tunapigana na my dad.
What?
Namrushia mawe and I ran away.
Wow. Do you have any brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I'm the second born in a family of 4.
Okay.
We are 4. My sister is the firstborn, and I have 2 brothers who are behind me.
So how are they reacting when all this was happening?
You know, they were young.
Yeah.
And I remember my brother who follows me was like, how do you know you're not doing right? And I was like, you know, wewe huwezi jua ile kitu yenye. You know, my dad used to beat us, and tunalala kwa msitu with my mom. Unajua? We sleep outside the whole night. And haikukuwa kitu poa sana kwangu.
Yeah.
And kila time nilikuwa naulizanga, hii kitu itaifika mwisho, unajua? And after using bangi nikaona I need to add something else. Jubadu my dad stop kupiga my mom.
Yeah.
And then nikaingilia kuvuta gum.
Oh. So you're combining the bangi and the gum?
Yeah.
How was that affecting you?
So nikitumia hii gum, you know, when I was a young kid, I had a team of small boys that I used to train football. And I was like their leader.
Okay.
And so back then they knew me as a good person that now I encourage, now I jenga in football. And then when I started kuharibika, I thought maybe I should also kuwachukua pia hao nifanye nini?
Recruit.
Involved. And I recruited one of them to go to smoke na yeye weed and tunavuta na yeye gum and kukunywa pombe pia na yeye. And in 2006.
Where were you getting money for these things?
So in our community, we used to survive on selling scrap metals. Tunauza scrap metals and also going to the streets, begging hapo westi.
Yeah.
Kidogo kidogo so that you get money. Okay. And you know, uko mdogo, unapata pesa mingi from the street. Na sasa pia inakuharibu. Unajua?
Yeah.
Ufikiri, unajua, at that age, tulikuwa tunafikiria empowerment. Tulikuwa tunafikiria sasa uko na sotano tufanye nini, unajua? And so when you go there, you buy your jeans, nini and shirt, and you go buy you have the weed, the gum and the alcohol. Unasikia ukiwa mtu mzima.
Wow.
And by the way, that thing affected me because first, you know, before I started using bangi, I got sick. Nikagonjeka ulcers in 2005. And nikaona bangi pia inanisaidia kuacha kufikiria vitu mingi. And I didn't know my mom will know natumia hizi drugs until one day when I was sleeping, nikaanza kusnore. And my mom thought that hii ni kitu tofauti, and he asked me one morning, Haron, you natumia? And I said nothing. Akaniambia, I'll take you to the hospital ukapimwe. Juu nikamwambia mama, I'm not using anything. And my eating style changed. Nilikuwa nakula sana, you know, nakula na smoke weed and ilikuwa nifanya nasikia niko na appetite.
Wow.
And so my mama akasuspect and hakuwaijua like kuniambia Haro because ile time ananiambia tuenda tupimwe na avoid. And my relationship with my dad ikakuwa iko mbaya kabisa. And in 2007 niliacha shule.
When you were in which class?
In class 7.
Okay.
So nikiingia class 7, I remember in 2006 ikienda kuisha, ndio like one day my dad alipiga my mom vibaya sana. Akachoma soko yake and my mama akakimbia. And so mimi pia like with my brother who follows me, anaitwa Kennedy, tukachukuana na yeye and we used to ishi place inaitwa Yaya Center under the organization of Jamii Bora. Tulikuwa tunaenda huko with other street boys. And I stayed there for like 1 year ikienda kuisha. And one of the things ilinifanya nikapotea pia home ni after my mom and my dad wakapart ways.
Okay.
In 2007 they parted ways. And haikuwa rahisi kwetu. You know, I came back home, nini vitu kama hizo. Najua nimekaa outside our family 1 year tukiwa na brother yangu.
Yeah.
So tunaenda place ingine, tunarudi, tunaenda place ingine hivyo. And then when we came back home, we thought maybe kila kitu sasa imerudi sawa kabisa. And my mom was thinking of transferring us from the school that we used to go, atupeleke shule nyingine, which she couldn't even afford.
Okay.
And my brother and I, tulikuwa tushaingia kuendanga huko kwa street, but my brother sikuwa nataka atumie drugs. Nilikuwa najaribu keep away from them because mimi nilikuwa naona vile zinanipeleka. And then yeye akiingilia nilikuwa naona pia hata atakuwa kichwa ngumu kuniliko. Unajua?
Yes.
And my dad when they parted ways with my mom akaenda kwa Gashie. And was left behind with my dad peke yangu. My mama alikimbia na my brothers and nikabaki home na my dad peke yangu. And mimi najua my dad hawezi kunipiga because I was kichwa ngumu, navuta bangi, so ngoja tunapigana na my dad. and nikipiga my dad nikikimbia place kujificha, ukitumu ukuje kunishika na kuthreat wewe wa kwanza. Na mimi ukinishika mimi nakugonga na mawe.
Wow.
So my dad sold our house, the one that we used to live in.
Yeah.
And he sold with everything in it. And the funny thing, hata nguo necessary mimi nilikuwa navaa, alichoma zote. Everything. So coming back from the field, nilikuwa nimeenda kucheza ball, nakuta padlock tofauti na yetu. And I was like, this is not our padlock.
Yes.
Afu venye unaona wasio wamejazana hapo kwenye nje, you could suspect
something is going on.
Unajua kila time nikiona watu wamejazana kwetu nilikuwa najua maybe my dad is beating my mom. And that day nilikuwa najua my mom is not around.
Yeah.
So nini imehappen tofauti. So kufika kwa mlango naona kuli tofauti, and people were there shouting, Haron, hiyo si nyumba yenu tena, baba yenu ameuza kila kitu na ameenda.
What? And left you?
I sat down kwa mlango. Nikakaa kwa mlango and I cried.
Oh my goodness.
And nikaomba mtu simu. I called my dad. I called my mom. Sasa my mom. Kumpigia mom, nikamwambia mom, baba ameuza kila kitu na ameenda, na mimi niko kwa mlango, niko mchafu, sijui hata niprovide nini, sijui nianze wapi. So I called my mom. My mom came hiyo usiku. And I can say my mom was like my hero. Because alitafuta nyundo, tukavunja the same padlock, na tukaingia in an empty room where hakuna kitu, and she told us that twende mahali tunalala huku ndani. So tukatafuta makoton, tukatandika chini, tukalala. 6 in the morning,
yes.
The guy who bought the houses akatunokia akasema, hebu tokeni, nataka kurenovate hii nyumba. So my mom said, tunatoka tuende wapi? And akamuuliza, unajua zile shida tunapitia.
Yes.
And you also went ahead and bought the houses. Hauna huruma. Mtu akasema, mimi sitaki kujua, I'm not like associated na kitu mnaendelea nayo. Mimi nataka kujenga nyumba zangu because I bought them.
Yes.
And baba yangu alikuwa ameziuza hasara. Alikuwa ameuza 4 rooms 18,000.
Wow.
Tukaenda kwa chief, and tukiwa kwa chief tunajaribu kuongea. Huyo mtu akasema, either mnirudishie do ama mtoke kwa nyumba, ama tu katane nusu. So with the family that my mom alikuwa nao, mimi na my brothers and sister, hatuwezi toshea kwa room tuwili.
Yeah.
And pia my mom ana biashara yenye inaweza mpea 18,000.
Very true.
So nilikuanga nikifikiria sana na gonjeka ulcer. I got sick. And my mama akanitandikia tukoto, nikalala hapo. So there's a sister huko mtaani. We have a shule ya Catholic huko mtaa. So sister mmoja mtu alimtuma kwetu, akakuja akanikuta vile nimelala kwa koto na alafu nalia. She was touched. Akajitolea kutulipia the amount of money yenye nyumba ilikuwa imeuzwa.
So that the house can come back to you guys.
Turudishiwe nyumba.
Yes.
Kurudishiwa nyumba, akatupatia zile bed zile za chuma. And I remember one friend of mine akanionea huruma vile nilikuwa mchafu hizo siku zote, sina kitu ya kuchange. Akanipatia a t-shirt and a trouser.
Okay.
Nianzia hapo.
Great. Let's take a pause right there. We'll get to find out what happened after that, and also find out at what point did your life start turning around for you to get to where you are today, helping the young people in the community to fight against crime, and, just uplifting the status of the sisters in the community. We'll talk about that soon. Maureen from Kileleshwa, you say, wow, that's a very sad story, but I think it has a good ending, so let's keep listening. So Haron, here you are. The house is now back. You guys have a house. Somebody has given you clothes. Did you go back to school?
So my mama went to the same sister and asked her that, pole Haron hajakuwa akikuja shule, tafadhali wacha warudi shule.
Yeah.
And so I went back to school. You can imagine hiyo time yote sikuwa nasoma place nilikuwa. So So nimerudi shule and my performance pia ilikuwa imerudi chini juu ya ile issues nilikuwa napitia mtaa.
Yeah.
And unajua kwa shule watu wajui kitu unapitianga. Ukikuja late mtu anakuona umekuja late, labda umetaka vitu kama hizo. And in 2007 nilikuwa class 7, nika manage nikaingia class 8 to 8. So in 2008 while I still living with my mom, nikapata ile tamaa ya bangi ikanirudilia. And nikaenda sasa this time round, since my mama kwa anauza kwetu, nikakuwa nikichukua place nyingine. Juu watu walikuwa wananijudge shule, Haron ulikuwa umepoteanga, ulikuwa umeenda wapi, vitu kama hizo. So I have nilikuwa na friend yangu mmoja, tukarudia na yeye hiyo story ya bangi, and I could smoke bangi, and nilikuwa mang'aa sana when I was in class 8. I had a team, and ule rafiki yangu mmoja mwenye tulikuwa tunaridhika na yeye, nilikuwa sifanyi saa zingine homework, naanza kuibia watu vitabu kwa class na mapen. But I never bought any book when I was in class 8. Sikununua kitabu yoyote. And nilikuwa nachukua tu from others, and nobody could suspect us because nikichukua hii napeana in the next class, na huyo wa hiyo class nyingine ananipatia. So tulikuwa tuna switch hivyo, so huwezi jua, and na cover na naendelea na class. And nikamanage kumaliza class 8. But ilikuwa tuna hiyo mashida, and I didn't perform good when I was in class 8. So my mom alikuwa na idea, Haron, I want you nikutafutie secondary school wewe uingie uendelee, maybe in secondary school uta perform tofauti.
Yeah.
And singeingia hiyo like kuingia sasa hiyo high school juu my mom hakuwa na doa anaweza afford kunipeleka secondary school. So nikaambia mom, since uko na watoto wengine na tuko na 4 rooms hapa, so you just give me one of the rooms, mimi nianze life. And my mom kaona tu unajua mimi nikitoka nimepunguzia my mom mzigo. Baki with hao wengine. Sasa wasomesha hao wengine. So nikamwambia hivyo, alafu nikatengeneza hapo. Like nikapewa ka room nikatengeneza, and I started like kuchota maji. Na kupelekea watu battery charging for a living. And it was a tough life, I can tell you. Because watu wakaanza kutunema. I was with a team and tulikuwa tunafanya hiyo job. Watu wakaanza kutuname, watu wakakuwa negative kwetu. And wakakuwa like, so hadi venye tulikuwa tunasoma na, so Haron, nyinyi mmesoma alafu mnachotea watu maji, mbona ungeingia uendelee na shule? And personally I knew sikutaka kwangu nisiende hiyo secondary school. And ningetaka sana, but pia unaona life yenye ilikuwa uko kwa mtaa.
Very true.
So tukichotea watu maji, wengine wakaanza kuteka advantage kwetu, wanatulipa na chakula. Unajua? Nachotea mtu maji, anajua una do, anakuambia acha nikuwekea sahani kamoja ka chakula ufanye nini wewe kule uende. Unajua? And some of them bado wanakupea chakula, and ukienda place unasikia mtu akikwambia sasa huyu anaongea na anakulanga kwangu, unajua? Hizo stuff sasa zikakuwa jini ikakuwa mbaya, and watu waka give up na sisi. Kwa sababu walikuwa wamejua sasa inafika iko tu hapo.
So at this time were you during this time when you're doing this job, were you still using drugs?
So nilikuwa natumia tu weed. But unajua ukiwa na company, so I changed my company. Hii company nilikuwa nayo ilikuwa inanionyesha nitufanye job tupate do. Unajua? And pia the family, my mom, the fact that I afford vitu na nini, nilikuwa naona ikiwa ngumu sana kwangu. So nilikuwa naona I have to step up, nikuwe mtu kwa family.
To help
and ndio nisaidia my mom. Kusupport wengine. So hiyo pesa kidogo kidogo napata, nilikuwa nafanya kitu kwa mtaa. And there's a guy in Kipagare, a guy that so maybe inaweza kuwa mtu, and akaniandika job.
What kind of work?
Kulipisha movie, hii movie ya mtaa. akaniandika, and he used to pay me 100 bob per day.
Okay.
And nikakuwa humble sana na hiyo 100 because ilikuwa sasa imeni boost kidogo from where nilikuwa. And I opened a small business for my mom. So when my mom stayed on that business, you know, vitu zikosani kutendeka kwa family.
Yeah.
Then tukakosana na my mom. In 2010 ikianza. And my mama akaenda kwao Gashie. So tumebaki mimi, my sister, and my two brothers.
So you're the one now taking care of them?
So sasa my two brothers, the younger one alikuwa bado shule. And huyu mwana nifuata na yeye akaingia tuna ile tabia yangu. Akaanza kusumbua kwendanga shule, and nilikuwa sasa ninafaa nikuwe strict kwake. So kukuwa brought up in a community whereby wala wasenye wako mbele yenu waoneshi njia vizuri, ilikuwa ngumu sana for us. Because in our community, nimekwambia, ukigrow up ulikuwa unajua ndio uwe tajiri haraka, lazima ujoin crime.
Yes.
So mimi nikaendelea kufanya hiyo kazi ya movie, and I started investing so much kwa huyu mtoto wetu mdogo, my small brother. So namlipia katika kitu kadogo, nanunua ka uniform. Saa zingine nikiwa na kapesa Kenya niko nako, as in I wanted to make him feel like si ati hatuna wazazi, unajua. Because when it's Christmas anataka kuvaa kama watoto wengine, so I need to do something.
Yeah.
So life ikaendelea kukua hivyo na challenges, and nikaona hii pesa pia na earn kidogo inui sana, unajua. Juu pia hii 100 yenye nilikuwa napata, by the way, with the 100 shilling nilikuwa naana, nikaanza kunywa pombe by the way. The 100 bob. And nikapata pia rafiki mwenye alikuwa ananisha hii pombe ni mzuri, akaniharibu sasa kabisa.
Oh my goodness.
So tukaanza kukunywa vibaya sana. And hadi nilikuwa saa zingine nafika to a point that siwezi, nashindwa kuweka kifunguo hivi kwa kufuri ndani ndio niendelea. My sister wasn't happy about that. And my brother pia yule mdogo, unajua nikikam niko mlevi ananiona.
Yeah. So they're learning from you.
So yo pombe nikakaa, baadaye stayed kwa pombe like kamwaka hivi. And to the fact that my mom one day called me and akaniuliza, Haron, siku hizi umekuwa DDO, unajua daily drunken officer. And pia ikukuwa kajina kazuri kwa mtaa. Kajina kazuri. Wale friend walikuwa wananiona nikifanya hivyo, hawakuwa wanafurahia. And so one day, while seated kwa nyumba yangu in a small room, I called my small brother. Nikamuuliza, what do you want to be when you grow up? And he told me, anataka kuwa deputy president.
Wow.
When you grow up. And nikaona, he cannot be the deputy president kama mimi na move hivi.
Yeah.
So I need to do something about my life. And I had a friend of mine, pia alikuwa anani encourage sana. Alikuwa ananiambia, manze wewe unajua grow up kwa shida.
Yeah.
And it's a high time we do something with our life.
Very true. Very true.
Because tusipofanya kitu, sidhani itakuwa rahisi pia kwetu kwa life inakuja hapo mbele.
Yeah, and no one will do it for you.
So my brother akitaka kuwa deputy president made me stop drinking alcohol sana.
That's good.
And kuacha, nikaacha kila drug, anything that
just like that. Was it a struggle to stop?
It wasn't equal to someone struggle, cause one thing nakunywa for fun.
Okay.
Na pia pressure.
Yeah.
And so pia nilikuwa naona there are families that wako na wasi wenye wanaweza sema kwa familia yao. And in our family it's me, and you can see the kind of life that we choose.
Yeah.
And nilikuwa na ile kitu, I need to stand up for my family, as in tukue na kajina. Hii ni family ile nani anafanyanga nini, unajua?
Yeah.
You know the kind of name that zinakuanga kwa mtaa. Wachana na ile familia. Ile baba yao alikuwa mlevi, huyo ameingizia pombe, hii itaisha hivyo, unajua?
Yes.
And nikaamua tu kuchange ile mara moja. So nilikuwa naenda place, msata akinipete hii nilikuwa nakataa. Kinipe pombe nakataa. Juu niliona ni mimi naharibu tu hii jina ya familia yetu. Juu mimi nimeishika hivi.
Yeah.
So wale wenye wanadhani naipeleka mahali pazuri, naipeleka tena place yenyewe nilikuwa naona inaenda. And hii time yote nakwambia hivi, sikuwa na good relationship with my parents.
Yeah. Were you in touch with your father all this time?
Dad,
were you in touch with your dad all this time? Mama vile alienda kabisa.
Unajua ile time my dad aliendanga, alirudinge mara moja penye tulirecover nyumba.
Yes.
Kurudi anataka kuingia to the same house yenye aliuza na sisi tunarecover, anataka kurudi. I remember that time nilienda nikavuta gum na bangi vizuri kabisa. And I called a friend of mine, nikamwambia sasa tuchukue viboko, nataka tuende tupige my dad atoke kwa hiyo nyumba.
What?
And tukafukuza my dad hiyo time.
Oh my goodness. So Haron, because our time is almost up, I'm just wondering, at what point did your life turn around for the better?
So it was at this point when I was arrested kwa kesi ya frauding. And nikakaa ndani for like 3 weeks hivi, nilikaa ndani tuseme. And when I was inside there, niliona life in another angle.
Okay.
Unajua huko ndani, it's you na wenye mko huko ndani, and you inspire one another na hizo stories za cases zenye mimi nimefanya and nini. And when I was there, niliona the fact that wale wasiokuwa wana kuinfluence kwa vitu mbaya mbaya, huwa wakufuati ile time unaenda kuanguka kabisa. Watu huwa wana step aside, wanasema sasa unaona ni alienda vibaya, sasa ni ameshiko. And it was a struggle to bail me out because ilikuwa kesi ngumu sana. So God is good that nikatoka. Benye nilitoka nikaanza another group ya acting.
Okay.
Yeah. So we started acting, doing magnetic theater. This entertainment that show you are acting, and another way to educate the community.
Yes.
So tulikuwa tunachukuana, tunaenda kwa barabara, tunaact skit ya drugs. Tunafunza wase drugs si poa.
Yes.
And pia kwa community yetu nikaona we've lost so many youth in crime. So many that we can't even count. And our community pia ilikuwa inajulikana na jina mbaya kabisa. So at a certain point, me and my friend, he was a very good friend of mine, tukachaguliwa kukuwa the leaders in our community. So when tulichaguliwa, tukaulizana, what is it that we have to do different from all of wengine? So tukaangalia, we need to come up with programs za mavijana, ile kidogo kidogo. So tukaanza kufunza mavijana story acting, and we used to do this acting and tunalipo kidogo kidogo, ile stipend kidogo kidogo tu. Pia mimi nika reflect life yangu, ile place nimepitia, ile vitu zenye nimefanya, and ni nini nilifanya, unajua? So nikaona I need to give back kwa community. Yes. I always say I'm a reflection of the community. So whenever you see me outside there, unaona ile community yenye natoka. So nikaanza kuangalia, you know, when you are outside there, watu wanakuuliza, are you from the community where children have children? Unajua, babies have babies. Ile mtaa yenye watu wako kwa madawa kabisa. Ile mtaa wase wana rape, wana defile, unajua? So tukaanza kuangalia ni tutafanya different, and we started coming up with programs za kusaidia kuchange mtaa. So tukaanza na wale vijana wadogo wadogo. And I also, like, got saved I got saved, and nika form my own fellowship where I
Nice.
used nikakuwa chairperson wa fellowship.
Okay.
And I used to preach.
Oh.
And you nafunza youth the right way to go in life.
Okay. I'm just wondering. I'm just wondering, Aaron, before we finish, because I have like 2 minutes. So now these two organizations that you're running and you're a part of, is this what you're doing full time, and how do you get funding?
So saa zingine unakuta ni ngumu sana kusustain hizi organization. Like we normally cook. Every December we cook food in our community. We call that event Be a Blessing to Each Other. In every January we have a program inaitwa Saidia Mtoto Asome. And we normally do this like fundraising. Tunatafuta well-wishers. And there's one guy who's been very supportive to this to our organization, anaitwa Steve. And he's my mentor. He's my mentor.
Okay.
And so sasa hizi unakuta tunajaribu, funding imekuwa ngumu kupata. And saa zingine tuko na programs tunaomba vitu kama maybe juzi we had an activity ya menstrual hygiene. And kupata funding ilikuwa ngumu sana to an extent that tunasema ile yenye tuko nayo wacha tutufanye nayo.
Okay.
Unajua?
Yeah.
And it's also hard pia kwetu unakuta kama youth. Anakuambia mi Haron umeniambia ni reform. Alafu.
Yeah.
Unajua?
How do I survive?
Since our organization haina funding, unakuta kijana na, by the way, there's a sad story, maybe naweza share dakika moja. There's a youth who came in our office and akatuleteanga ka proposal, akatuambia mimi nataka mnifungulie biashara ya makaa. Juu mmesema ni reform.
Yeah.
So tukaanza kutafuta funding, which ilikuwa ngumu. And so huyu youth akakuja akatuambia mimi nikiwa kwa crime nilikuwa na manage kulipa nyumba, kulisha familia, na pia mimi mwenyewe najisustain. Na so nyinyi mmeniambia ni reform, nimekaa this a month inaenda niko karibu kufunguliwa nyumba.
Yeah.
Mmoja nifungulia biashara. And that week alirudi kwa crime, he died.
Oh,
alikufa.
My goodness.
Najua. So tukabaki na kare ka proposal, and we call upon the well wishers wenye wako huko nje, wenye wanaweza itikia kujitolea.
Yeah.
And pia we giving out free tour in our community, since our community not so many people know about Kibagare. And pia wasee hawajui kama ina exist.
Okay.
Na wale wenye wanajua ina exist wanaijua bado na ile jina mbaya kabisa. If you ask people Kibagare ni wapi, utasikia zile vitu zile comments zenye wasa wanatoa za mtaa yetu.
Yeah.
So we call upon wale well wishers wana come in, because we have so many challenges in our community.
Okay.
Zenye pia hata sisi ni ngumu kwetu ku transform ama ku change.
Okay. Lastly, 1 minute, your brothers and your sisters, what are they doing currently?
So right now, my brother ako in Form 4. God is good that can support penye anahitaji.
Yeah.
So saizi ako Form 4. And my other brother saizi anafanya nini ya photography. And soon anaingia kufanya driving school.
Yeah.
Yeah, life ijakuwa rahisi on my side and on our family. Najua mimi saizi sijasema ati najua ati my uncle, my nini, because they've not been there in my life.
Yeah.
So saizi najuanga ni sisi against the world.
Okay. What about your mother?
So my mama saizi anafanya tu vibarua kidogo kidogo. And I've started a small business for her in Gashie. And my dad passed in 2019.
So sorry.
Wow.
Aaron, imagine my time is up. We have to end. But thank you for sharing, and thank you for what you're doing in the community. I believe God will connect you with the right people to make sure that what you're doing continues to prosper and to soar. Phoebe from Nyeri says, my goodness, the things children are going through, adults, please, please, what you do impacts the children. Thank you for that. Another one here is saying that I relate to his story. It is sad our parents' behavior led the children to such bad character. My dad used to beat my mom, and I thank God that she rested. She went through hell with dad at our watch, I'm saved, but pray that I will get over it one day. Oh my goodness. Haron, thank you so much. I'm out of time for today. I hope Haron's story has been inspirational to you. Parents, let's style up and set up our children to succeed instead of leaving them with such baggage that just dampens their life. But I'm glad that Haron is doing something to give back to the community. That's all the time we have for today. Catch you again tomorrow right here on Family Radio and Family TV.
For this and more of our shows, log on to www.familymediaonline.com to enjoy a wide variety of programs from current affairs to testimonials and features, pastoral and inspirational shows, kids entertainment, and so much more. Also stream live on www.familymedia.tv.